What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's fight in the UK at middleweight between Kieron Conway and Gerome Warburton. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Also, like this video and go down to the bottom of your screen right now. Hit the bell notification button so you can be notified every time I put something out that's new. Let's get into this. All right, guys, this video takes us to the UK once again. This is the co-main feature on the Johnny Fisher versus Davey Allen 2 rematch in London, England. This is a British middleweight title fight between Kieron Conway, who's ranked in the top 50 in the world at 160 pounds, and the Welshman, Gerome Warburton. So in today's video, we're gonna remind everybody about who these fighters are. We're gonna talk a little bit about how they go about their business, what they've been up to. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video because that's where I'll be going over the Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction on where to put your money so you can make the most of it. All right, guys, during my film study of Gerome Warburton, what you're gonna get with this fighter is he is a domestic UK fighter. He's a Welsh fighter. He's a southpaw. The best way to describe him is, in my opinion, antsy. He pressures forward. He doesn't really sit down on a lot of his shots, and he uses perpetual movement to almost try to confuse his opponent. What I would also say about him is he moves around a lot, and sometimes he can be guilty of moving too much and not doing enough efficient work. This will by far be the biggest step up in opponents. This will give him an opportunity, though, to see where he is in the pecking order in the UK. Neither guy really has one punch knockout power, and Warburton's going to try to use his aggression and his awkward, tricky style to confuse his opponent, Kieron Conway. With Conway, he's a matchroom fighter. You know he's going to have an all-around sound technical game. Once again, he doesn't have one-punch knockout power. He stepped up a couple times in his career and didn't quite get the job done. He has a handful of losses. Two of those losses came from Suleiman Sissoko, and we know he's a dog, as well as the American Ammo Williams. So both times he stepped up, he fell a little bit short. We should also remember at 160 pounds, this division's wide open. Granted, you have champions like Janibek Alimhanaleh, Carlos Ademas, Landy Lara. My point is, the division isn't really crawling with superstars, so in a way it's wide open, and anyone at 160 pounds could put their name on the top of the division with electrifying performance. That's what makes this fight interesting. Regarding the outcome of this fight, we know that it's supposed to go a certain way, but before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about what Gerome Warburton has been up to in his career. Guys, Gerome Warburton is 15-1 with 2 draws. He has 2 knockouts. He carries in the ring a 13% career knockout to win ratio. Out of 2,030 middleweights in the world, he's ranked number 202, and out of 122 in the UK, he's ranked 22. His adoring fans know him as the bread maker. 29-year-old is a southpaw. We last saw him fight Octavian Grilli, 8-72, points decision in the 6th. Ryan Kelly, 19-4, draw in the 10th. Sutton, 16-0, split draw in the 10th. Sharp, 8-119, points decision in the 8th. Gennady Krzyzewski, 0-46, stopped him in the 4th. So guys, all you have to do is go to Warburton's box rec. You heard some of the records I just read to you. He's faced a lot of guys with some interesting records. This will be by far his biggest opportunity to see where he's at in his career. Also, his biggest test. He's a southpaw fighter. He's going to pressure forward. Like I said, his style is kind of antsy. It's almost like an anxiety-driven style. He's always moving, but he's never sitting on anything. And sometimes fighters with this style, they're almost doing too much. What I would like to see him be a little bit more patient and set things up, but that's just not how he goes about his business. When he's on, he's tricky. When you watch his film tape, he's always in his opponent's face. He doesn't really give his opponent too much time to think about it. Downside to that style is he opens himself up a lot to get countered, and we'll see what happens in this matchup. Let's take a look at his opponent, Kieron Conway. Guys, Conway is 22-3-1. He has 6 knockouts. Out of 2,027 middleweights in the world, he's ranked number 21, and out of 122 in the UK, he is number 3. He carries in the ring a 27% career knockout to win ratio, and his adoring fans know him as 2 Class. The British fighter is 29 years old. He's an orthodox fighter standing at 5'11", residing in Northampton, Northamptonshire, United Kingdom. We last saw him fight Ryan Kelly, 19-4, split decision in the 12th. Yilgazzi, 19-1, stopped him in the 7th. Udofia, 18-1, stopped him in the 6th. Silva, 22-14, points decision in the 8th. Amma Williams, 11-0, lost to UD in the 10th. So with Kieron Conway, like I said, he's an all-around sound fighter. He does a lot of things really well. Doesn't have a lot of pop in his punches, but he has good footwork, good punch placement, good punch selection. The thing is about his gears is we really haven't seen him step up at that world-class level. They always say world-class fighters have 3 gears. Right now out of Conway, we're still kind of looking for that. He's going to rely on his ring experience. We talked about the Amma Williams fight, fell short. The Suleiman Sissoko fight fell short. But you know he feels that he took a lot of positives out of those fights, even though on the records they came up short as losses. When I look at these fighters side by side, you're going to have a traditional orthodox being Conway versus the southpaw being Warburton. It's going to be a control measure of that front foot. Conway's going to want to use that aggression against Warburton. You got to give the height, the reach, all the length, all the physicality attributes to Conway. The X factor with Warburton is that tricky style. Is he going to be able to use it to his advantage? Is he going to be able to confuse Conway? And more importantly, will Warburton be able to pick up on some of the flaws in Conway's game and make Conway pay? From what I've seen on the film study, that's pretty much going to be the narrative. Right now, I want to take a closer look at the Las Vegas odds. Before we get there, they had a face-off this week in the UK, so let's look at their face-off right now and see if we can see anything in that. Alright guys, down here in Australia, the betting app I use is called Sportsbet. Wherever you are in the world, let's get those betting apps out. We're going to look at the money lines. Guys, the method of victory bets haven't opened yet up for me, so when they do, I'm going to be doing a YouTube live on my channel Friday morning, 11 a.m. here in Australia. It'll be Thursday evening in America. So there we'll be going over our method of victory bets. We'll also be going over the other fights on this card, including the Johnny Fisher fight, also in America, Serhiy Bohacek, and that card as well. All right, guys, currently on the money line, Kieron Conway is $1.14, meaning you put $100 on him to win, you get your money back plus 14 bucks. The draw is 19-1. Gerome Warburton is a $6.50, meaning you put 100 on him to win, you get your money back plus $5.50. Guys, this is an example of a fight for me that should be a showcase fight for Kieron Conway. I fully expect Conway's class, his experience, and his overall skill set to just be too much for Gerome Warburton. On paper, I don't see anything that Warburton could do to win this fight, let alone even hurt Kieron Conway. I fully expect Conway to win this fight. In the comment section below, you don't have to agree with me. How do you guys see this fight going? Who's going to win the British middleweight title? Will it be Conway or will it be Warburton? Also, guys, stay tuned to the channel because the rest of the week, like I said, I'm going to be featuring the main event on this card, the rematch between Fisher and Davey Allen, as well as that Serhiy Bohacek fight.